All right, but here we are, finally going into the final set of the night, the grand finals. On the blue side, we have Team Christmas. On the red side, Team Yizubi. And based off the interviews, it looks like Mojo going quick with banning out Victor's Rumble. And it looks like they're banning out Nicken's Senna as well. So yeah, there's going to be some high-level gameplay coming out of this grand finals. It's going to be really exciting for me to see so many high-level players playing in this final set. Kane, what are you looking forward to in this finals?
Not having foul movements. But I'm also curious if we're gonna see okay, we did see a Nico ban. Never mind. I'm not very perceptive right now. But it looks like for the first time in the tournament, for me at least, it seems that people are target banning very strongly, getting rid of all the big picks immediately. The Rumble the Rumble for the Challenger Rumble main, and Nico for our Master Nico main on Team Zubi.
Yeah, and a first pick Xayah again. Team Christmas opting for that 80 carry first pick, getting their 80 carry, who is, as Mojo said, fighting above their weight class right now, playing against people significantly higher in rank, making sure they get that comfort pick early and out of the way.
Interesting pick. Lulu into Aphelios as well. They're going to have a lot of damage, a good chunk of sustain, but their range is not going to be very good.
It is not, but the all-in potential is going to be so high, especially with the Lulu shield and Hugify. The red-white combo can absolutely destroy with the empowerment from the Lulu, so we'll see where that goes. It looks like Christmas is going to be hovering the Rek'Sai, but also with J4, but right now it looks like Rek'Sai for Shade once again, showing what Shade can do in that matchup on that champion is definitely something we'll be looking out for once again.
All right, let us see, who will they be picking next? Taking it down to the wire, we see Janna yet again. If it works, why fix it?
Exactly. Rek'Sai, Janna, and mixing it up instead of Ezreal, the Xayah. Now that we see two of the same picks from last game, Xayah does get a little bit more priority in the lane. Ezreal not necessarily known for pushing the lane, but Xayah definitely has the ability to both skirmish and to push the lane a little bit more than an Ezreal can early game. And a Malphite pickup for Team Yizubi. Going to punish that Xayah and Janna pick by going for that all-in potential. So we'll see if there is a Wombo combo to be seen there. Malphite, potentially Lulu, Hugify, but we will see as the rest of the picks go through. A Sylas ban. So this might be interesting. Usually Sylas isn't banned unless someone is either really uncomfortable or they don't want the ultimate to be stolen. So with that said, the Sylas ban is definitely a pick away since they did pick up the Malphite, but this could also spell that Yizubi could also go for a potential Amumu jungle. That's usually one of the other ults that you don't want stolen by a Sylas.
Interesting Gragas ban. Someone's been watching shit, I don't remember the YouTuber. It was just some dude who yells Bomba. Bomba. Sorry. The Kled ban. Alright, someone was watching last game. A little insecure. Don't worry, I can respect that playstyle.
There you go. Yeah, that was going to be a pick taken away from its mojo. So now they decide who they're going to ban Wukong to not allow another Wombo combo setup from the jungle position. So we'll see what they have to pick up Yizubi has the jungle and the mid lane picks left up, while Khristmas still has their solo laners. The Viego pickup. All right, a very popular jungle pick. Viego, very strong. And also has a lot of options in terms of souls to use. A lot of utility, Rek'Sai Chase, and the Janna knockup.
Interesting. Are we about to see a Zac top or jungle?
We're about to find out. They could be a flex Zac. Like you said, Rek'Sai and Zac both be able to play either role. Interesting draft coming out of this, which I believe now leaves only the mid lane for Team Khristmas.
Whoa, known for that Annie pick. Will we be seeing that comfort? Picks or hovers are rather interesting.
A very strong pick, but decides
and
to go
swaps
for
to
the Annie. Just
There
when I
we go.
thought a bunch of RA has been banned this tournament from the games that I've been casting, but whoa, sticking to the classic Annie. Looked really strong last game, other than that one time they got pressed by an outplay button. But looks like the outplay button may make a return as soon as I say that. And it is going to be another Syndra. So, whoa, having practiced that in the last matchup, going to be very, very interesting. But now you see it's Mojo picking up that Zac and Shade on the Rek'Sai. But as we've heard in the interview, Mojo and Shade can both swap roles if needed. So this does not guarantee a Zac top or a Rek'Sai jungle.
I'm being made aware of something from my chat. Your predictions of a curse might be correct. One of my dear friends, Shiva Riz, has reminded me of that in Korean folklore there is such thing as a toilet ghost. I believe they're called a chuksa or something like that. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but they crawl up inside you and make you poop, I think.
That is not something I would want.
Yeah, that is not. I hope it's just food poisoning and not a toilet ghost curse.
Yeah, I don't need anything going up inside of me without my consent. Remember, y'all, consent is one of the most sexiest things you can have as a person.
Do you think then that like Dracula might be the sexiest cryptid? You know, he always asks for consent before he enters.
Yes? Question mark?
It enters the threshold of your home, of course, and nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Because this is a very very relaxed, very wholesome casting stream.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's go back into Champion Select. Whose draft do you like better going into game 1, Kane?
It's very hard to say, but honestly, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Team Yizubi with their Malphite Lulu pick. If Malphite lands the ult, then Lulu is guaranteed to hugify and knock people up, extending that CC further, giving free reign to both Aphelios and Viego. Not to mention, it guarantees a Syndra stun.
Right.
That chain of CC is just that's terrifying.
It really is. And on the flip side, we're seeing something that Team Khristmas is going back to. It looks like comfort picks once more, and it's not a Kled, but a Zac flying across the screen can be just as devastating as a Kled charge, just to get in the middle of the team and force the issue once more. So Team Khristmas looking real comfortable on their picks. Team Yizubi, I've yet to cast a game of theirs, but it's going to be, like you said, interesting to see if they get any wombo combos off. And that's because it's a wombo combo, The degree of difficulty is just slightly a little higher, but if they get it right, it'll be devastating for Team Christmas.
And despite all the potential damage in CC coming out of both teams, somehow the most terrifying thing to me is still as to whether or not Riot's client will work for us.
Absolutely. I am terrified beyond my mind. Why, if this crashes, and then I have this recording of another like 3 minutes of us trying to get into this darn game of a small indie company called Rito Games, I don't know what to say. But we will be getting into the game quite shortly. The timer has finally ended, and we'll see if we are able to load in properly.
All right, we're in the loading screen. At least there's that.
We've made it past step 1.
Oh, we're in game. Let's go.
Oh, you are already? We'll find out if I will be joining you. We're in game. Hey, there you go. Let's go.
Oh,
get hypey in chat, guys. Welcome to game 1 of the grand finals. Let's get hypey up in here. All right, let me get these scoreboards adjusted before I introduce these players. On the blue team, we have Team Christmas. It's Mojo in the top lane. Zach, Jungle, Shade, Rek'Sai, Whoa, Annie mid, Nickens, Zaya, AD carry, and Cholk Yu on Janna support. Meanwhile, on the red side, we have Team Yizubi, Crazy DNA on Malphite top, Victor on Viego jungle, Nico Ni on the Syndra mid, Amlo on Aphelios AD carry, and Yizubi, team captain, on the Lulu support. So, looks like it's no risk gonna be taken this game. No standard red team invading. Just a line of scrimmage down the river.
Janna makes a little bit of money off of her support item as she knocks up Lulu, puts her out of commission for 9 months.
Damn, and making money off of that too. That's a side hustle right there if I've ever seen one. That's a side hustle. You know what I mean? Doing what you can to make that money.
She'll need that money to pay for the child support that's coming up.
Oh my god. But yeah, just to go into this first game of the grand finals, tanks. I don't see Malphite necessarily killing this Zac. Although Zac does have a potential to, later in the game, especially with the percentage damage, as long as both laners go in. But, you know, there's not going to be much action aside from maybe jungler intervention. But as I say this, Nickens just getting chunked out by both the Lulu and the Aphelios.
Looks like everything's pretty standard this game. Both junglers taking their clears. Rek'Sai going for a 3 camp. Viego taking more of a full clear, taking his Raptors. We'll see if he picks up his Grump. Either way, both junglers will be able to pick up their respective scuttles.
Yeah, and, you know, the other thing with this top lane matchup, just because this directed camera is leading me there, the Zac sustain against this Malphite is also going to be quite huge as long as they don't get too poked out. But this Lulu
Crazy DNA has to flash the Zac.
Oh, there's that percentage damage in the sustain from the Zac. If there's going to be a tank dying in the top lane, it will be that Malphite in a 1v1 situation.
Looking for a tremor, but is unable to find it. Just continues swimming through that earth.
We see Victor looking for something in the mid lane. Stun is going to land. Channeling the stun isn't going to land. Victor going for 1 and 2 autos. Nico Ni doesn't have anything else left in the rotation. But here comes Shade coming on the backside. Nico Ni has the flash, but it isn't going to be enough. First blood going over to Shade, and now Victor is in a spot of trouble. The knockup is going to be enough. Whoa, picking that one with the Q. And that's going to be a 2-for-0 in favor of Team Christmas's mid and jungle duo.
That knockup paying huge dividends, getting one after another.
Wow, what a play. Good on Uwo to be able to dodge the stun from the Viego. And not only that, but Shade's awareness to be for the knockup. And here comes the repeat gank. They know Nico Nico Ni doesn't have a flash, so they're going to go for the repeat gank. Flash stunned by the Annie. So that is the double use of CC allows this Annie to get back up in lane, giving the kill over to Shade. 2-0-1 on the Rek'Sai this early.
Unfortunate for Syndra to choose then to Hashinchin TP, trading another kill.
But yeah, this is what I mean. These junglers making a huge difference in this game, being the catalyst for which these fights are going to be stemming from. Again, the lane's mostly neutral for all things considered. Trades of health, but not much. But maybe something in the bot lane. Cholkyu getting chunked out, has to use the Storm Shield for protection. And now Nickens is left to their own device. Flashes forward, and the ADCs are both going to trade with one another. Wow, what an interesting interaction. 1-for-1 for both AD carries. And that fight started off with the supports killing each other. But here comes in the top lane, Mojo trying to get the kill on the crazy DNA, and that's going to be a solo kill for this one. And Cholkyu wants a kill on Yizubi. One more auto, there's no shield. Cholkyu support 1v1, something we don't usually see in any form of play. So well done, and it looks like Team Khristmas going off the momentum they got from the previous set, starting this game off strong, 6-1 in the kill score, and 2K gold ahead at 5 and just 6 minutes into the game. Wow, this game is going to be something we'll be looking out for. Now it's going to be a matter of what will Team Yizubi do to potentially look to fight their way back to this game. They originally had the bot lane advantage, especially with the CS differential if you look closely, but we'll be looking more of their mid-game team fighting and see if that makes a difference or not.
Absolutely looks like another skirmish happening in the bot lane. Lulu taking big damage, getting chunked down, but manages to get away. Graviton starts paying huge dividends, getting the slow on Nickens. The knockup is huge, and the shield from Janna just barely manages to save her, only for Aphelios to switch guns and tap that Q button, taking down the Xayah, pushing this huge wave. That's a massive experience and gold lead being taken by Aphelios in the bot lane.
Yeah, level 5 for the Aphelios, hitting it on that wave as well. Nickens now has to play from behind, only at the half number of CS. So there we go. This Aphelios will probably be the saving grace that Team Yizubi will probably need going into the mid game.
Blue team just gets a scan over on Viego's red side jungle. Will they know that Viego is just lurking in the bush over here? They are going in on the Syndra. She is going to be taken down instantly as they transition their aggression onto Viego. Rek'Sai is tanking so much damage taken from the turret. Shade! Shade, what are you doing? No!
Shade, not sure if that was that greedy aggression we've been talking about all night long. But here comes Amlo again, shaking this Xayah down to just a quarter HP. And we're seeing a lot of Shade's attention being put into the mid lane, just paying absolute dividends, almost 100% success rate. Meanwhile, it's Mojo going for the all-in onto Razor DNA, crazy DNA. Why did I say Razor?
Oh, but they don't know Viego's on top of them. He has his ult as well. If he goes in, there will be no escape.
Absolutely. Nickens also does not have level 6, does not have the Feather Storm, but Cholkyu does have the Monsoon. Let's see how they decide to use it. There is the Monsoon. Nickens tries to get the root. Oh, and the Lulu shield is going to be absolutely clutch. Victor walks away, but takes the turn shot, and Cholkyu gets the knockup and buys just enough time, because Victor on the Viego does not drop turret aggro when they steal the soul, but actually ends up walking back into turret range and giving a trade kill back. So unfortunately, it is going to push this this Aphelios further, but this Viego just a little bit further behind.
Chokyo is able to dodge a good volley of skill shots right there and maintains the tower. Unfortunately, loses plate to Aphelios. That's going to be another chunk of gold for him as Aphelios pulls a 1,300 gold lead. We see Rek'Sai up in the top river, taking this Herald uncontested. Interesting.
Yeah, and we can see where that gold differential lies. It's mostly in the top lane and the AD carry position where both in their lanes, they're being doubled in CS. So that is going to be an issue going to this game as long as this laning phase continues to be the way that the game state is. But even looking at the position, Crazy DNA shoving that lane in, not having the wave in a good spot. And Mojo can just throw himself into the fray just to get each of those percentage trades in.
Looks like Red Team is going to be securing this Mountain Drake. First Drake of the game.
Yep, that is the bot lane priority for you.
Despite sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Despite early growing pains, it looks as though Viego is starting to come back, out CSing his opponent and picking up the Drake.
Yeah, it's Mojo again staying with the aggression, knowing that the enemy team is on the dragon, is continuing to put this pressure on this Malphite, taking a turret shot for his troubles, but easily able to regen that using the passive.
We might be seeing a kill up here. If he lands his Q, he can actually shove Malphite against his own turret, but decides to play it safe.
But yeah, we'll see how this lane decides to play out. Shade is here. Looks like Chokyu does want to bait it out. Yizubi has to flash early just to make sure they don't even risk giving up another kill to this Rek'Sai. So Chokyu has to trade out their HP for the support summoner spell. Meanwhile, here comes the Viego in top lane as well. It's Mojo might be in a bad spot. They do have the ultimate. Unstoppable Force is used early. The ultimate is going to miss, and it looks like that will be a kill. The passive not going to be enough against two people that can definitely clear those little blobs away. And Crazy DNA is going to get the kill credit for that one.
So well played with that Malphite ult. I believe he also canceled the Zac E the first time.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well played, waiting for that to stop it rather than just use it for damage. Use it to stop his one and only escape route. The flash definitely still going to be in range of the Viego and the Malphite seismic shard. So well played by DNA to recognize that and secure the kill for themselves.
Looks like Shade is dropping that well-earned Rift Herald in the mid lane. Taking 2 plates, maybe more. No, just 1 plate actually. That tower armor being something else this game.
Exactly, and all of that gold actually going only to Shade, not to Uo. So that's actually going to push Shade's power spike even faster in this game. Already having the first item done, looking to get their second item very soon.
Nice calm before the storm. Shade is potentially looking to aggress into Viego's jungle. He spots Viego. Viego's going to jump towards top lane, and there's going to be a counter gank. It's going to be a 3-on-2 in the top lane. A little bit of buffering, but
buffering.
that gives blue team a bit more time to think as Zac starts to jump away.
But here,
Zac presses R, starts to displace the Malphite, and he follows up. Does not need to use the stun. Autos doesn't even get the assist. Unfortunate, but they might pick up top tower here. They have the minions. We have the TP coming in from Syndra. Viego's going in just a little bit too early. Gets bursted down before his ult can even take him away. And he throws out the stun. The Tivers going ham. Zac just sitting back and tanking for his team. Perfect execution on this top dive, giving them first turret gold for free.
That was huge. It was a bit of a misstep for Team Yizubi on that one. Victor not aware that the rest of the team was going to be there. DNA was hoping that they would get the gank off first. Instead, Shade and Uwo were there to support their Zac top lane player and able to burst that Malphite down. Then, as you saw, Victor going in a little bit too early before that Syndra TP could finish, and even then the Syndra TP couldn't do much anyways, was already down 0-3, not stunning anyone under turret, and just right after that they juggled the turret perfectly and picked up the 3-0 just after that. And meanwhile, while all that happened, the bot lane of Team Yizubi did dive Nickens in the bottom lane, but also gave a trade kill to Cholkyul again. So we'll see where that plays out. This is going to be a top side versus bot side type of game. Meanwhile, Shade trying to go on Victor, flashes forward for the knockup. Here comes its Mojo, trying to fly across the wall, and now it's again a disjointed fight. Hugify is going to be huge as it lives up to the name Shutdown for Yizubi, but a Feather Storm into the Blade Caller is going to get 2 in favor of Nickens. Yizubi is left to their own device. Double kill go to Nickens, and here comes the rest of Khristmas. Their team fight potential have been on the same page since last game. Ooh, whoa, gonna get on a killing spree, and that's gonna secure them not only the dragon, but not saving the TP for that fight. It's Mojo also to pick up that top lane wave for themselves, so not losing almost anything in that fight.
Perfect execution once again by Team Khristmas. Mojo dipping down to just a little bit above 200 health, instantly getting back to 1400 with that passive. Zac just, his sustain is unmatched in this game.
Oh my goodness. Just when I thought Team Yizubi could turn that around, that Hugify to get Shade early, and Victor able to pick up that with the combination, the Feather Storm from the Xayah just absolutely shredded the 2 low health players on Team Yizubi. So, you know, that is how Nickens is getting back into this game for themselves, just being able to trade out for that 80 carry player and trying to do their best to match both in damage and in presence in the game.
Looks like a fight happening in the bot lane. Cholkyul taking huge poke, has to flash away, but manages to survive. Huge recall from Nickens, manages to land the root on the Aphelios. Aphelios hitting the tower for as much as he can, but the minion wave dropping before his eyes.
Meanwhile, Uwo in the top side, trying to go on a crazy DNA. He thinks it's a 1v1. It's Mojo says it never was a 1v1. Flying over the wall and securing the kill for themselves. But meanwhile, in the bot lane, Victor wants to see more. Doesn't have the ultimate, doesn't land the stun. So they will be able to disengage for the time being. And they do, I think both teams now recognize their win conditions on where they want to play. Team Yizubi trying to play around this Aphelios with the with their jungler, as well as top lane continuing to push with the Zac and the Annie.
The Rex IQ attack speed grants huge amounts of split push potential. Malphite jumps back in, but Mojo starts to engage. Shade starts to take some damage. He, despite having so many kills, despite having so much health, has no armor and is nothing to that turret damage.
And yeah, that use of the second Herald there gets the inner top lane turret for free. So that's going to be more gold, pushing the gold lead to just over 4,000 at 18 minutes. And now that Dragon isn't up, what are these teams going to be fighting for? Almost all the turrets are pretty representative of how the game state has shown. 2 top lane turrets down for Team Yizubi, 1 mid lane turret down for Team Yizubi. Meanwhile, Team Khristmas, their bot lane turret is down. So if that isn't the one way to describe how this game state goes, I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, with no other objectives on neutral objectives on the map, I doubt any team will go for Baron on spawn once again. So now who is going to be the one to engage? Is it going to be Shade and Zack? Mojo and Shade combo flying over some walls to catch up a pick? Or is it going to be Crazy DNA followed by Yizubi and Victor to catch someone out? Because in this next few minutes, what's going to be happening are fights and skirmishes rather than full-on team fights. It's about the vision game now.
They've spotted that control ward. Yizubi is alone here, but is not spotted by the Rek'Sai in time, unable to punish that positioning. We'll be seeing as they contest for this next dragon, spawning within the next minute 20 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, putting that vision down early is going to be huge. Fighting over vision is what these teams want. Like I said, to make the best call, you need to have the best information at hand. But Chokul getting caught out. The tornado and the monsoon has to be used. But a great feather storm to dodge unstoppable force. But the shutdown going over to Victor as well. They are able to get the support and burn a summoner spell. But with that said, what else are they gonna get? Huge stun coming out, and the outplay button by Nico Nee getting the kill onto them. They try to use the teleport to save to go to top turret, but meanwhile Shade interrupts that, and that's gonna be an interrupt. Shade has to sacrifice his life. No, uses the tunnel, go back to safety. Meanwhile, it's Mojo trying to clear the wave. 4v1. Will he have enough regen from the passive? Let's Bounce is used, clearing the wave just enough, and the regen is absolutely crucial to keep that game, that dream alive of Uwo taking that top lane inhibitor.
That's an absolutely wild defense from blue team. My God, I've never heard of an anti-split push, but you've seen it here first, folks. As we see another engage, Mojo taking so much damage here, out of the safety of his tower. Chokil trying to get that second support 1v1. Yizubi getting that revenge, only for Shade to come in. Huge AoE damage from the Rek'Sai Q. 2 knockups in one fight. Will they have the damage? Can he survive? The sustain from the burrow, allowing Shade to live. Victor dashing over the wall with his ult. Shade slowing him down with Strikebreaker. Does not manage to dodge the stun and is finally taken down.
Wow, what a long turn of events. Is Mojo just going back into the fight, forcing the engagement, knowing that their team will come to pick up the rest of the fight, and Shade just cleaning the rest of it up. Now that Dragon is up and the top lane inhibitor down on the side of Team Yizubi, this should be a free Dragon for Team Khristmas.
Crazy fight. Even though Victor is alive, they call out that he has used his smite. It's on cooldown. They decide to just go straight for the Drake, and no one is here to contest it. Everyone is just around the map, getting back into position, trying to establish their presence, making as much money as they can as Chemtech Drake falls to blue side.
All right, one neutral objective down. Now for the other. Baron is on the table, and it's about that time for teams start putting Vision on there and do the famous Baron dance. But yeah, now it's about Vision. We'll see what fights will be started in this. The best part about Vision. Oh, go ahead.
Balling being pushed by its Mojo, getting that beautiful priority before potentially teleporting over.
Yeah, so here's the thing about Vision, y'all. If you don't know, especially in coordinated stack team play, it's best to clear Vision not by yourself, especially if you are not ahead. But even if you are ahead, it's best to do Vision not by yourself. If you have 1 or 2 members of your team, you can ensure that even if the enemy has Vision on you and you want to clear it, it's best for you. It's much safer to be able to do that as a group team effort. So
looks like we're getting a little saucy in the mid lane. Shane go for the engage, but does not manage to tag the Viego. Meanwhile, their Zac is taking so much CC, but they're tanking everything, getting healed back up. Red side is foul. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they have nothing left. They have no more ammo in the chamber.
Shade going in, triple kill for Nickens, and Ismojo wants more, but the kill, the shutdown, and the ace going all in favor, and it looks like they're gonna go to top lane with that open inhibitor and look to the end the game right here, right now.
This is the biggest upset of the tournament, I'm telling you. Yizubi on Friday, and I believe yesterday as well. So dominant, not having lost a single match this tournament. Finally, their kingdom crumbles before them as their second inhib tower goes down. Malphite doesn't have ult. Victor desperately tries to come over and defend. They're taking a fight instead of hitting the Nexus, but they're coming out on top. The damage is stacking.
But here we see the rest of the team respawn. The death timers were not long enough. Shut down for Nico Ni onto the Xayah. And here comes the Aphelios, the last piece of DPS. Victor trying to go on to Shade, but the smite and the Q is going to allow him to get the double kill. They want to get this Rek'Sai. They do get the Rek'Sai. Shut down for Nico Ni. Triple kill for Shade on the backside after all of that. And a double kill for Amlo. And now Team Yizubi hangs on with a thread of their life, seeing game one still not be lost. And now it's just a matter of, was that too greedy or was that the right call for Team Khristmas? We'll find out soon enough. But yeah, the fight in mid lane at around the inner mid turret started off a little wonky. It was interesting that DNA decided to use the unstoppable force only on the Zac. That was probably the biggest game changer for that fight on why Khristmas won that fight. They stacked, but knowing that the Malphite didn't have the ultimate, they decided to go all in and absolutely ace them.
Absolutely. That was wild. It might be the switch. It might be the sub. First game of the day for Malphite. Who knows? However, that ult might just cost them. With so much pressure in open inhib, they are. Blue team starts to engage the Baron right now.
But here we go. The Baron dance. Let's go ahead and zoom out to make sure we see everybody on screen. There is the Shurelya's being used. Who did they decide to go on? They're going to go on the Annie. The Annie flashes out. Monsoon is going to be used. Huge Feather Storm and Blade Caller. Double kill for Xayah. So this is already a 3v5 in favor of Team Khristmas. Zac is going to be flying in. Flashes and lets bounces. This Aphelios isn't going to be able to go anywhere. Pulls them back in. Shade slays down Nico Ni and gets the double kill on Yizubi. And that is another ace.
It's a clean ace and beautiful Baron bait. The Malphite, unfortunately, only clips one target. Does actually manage to cost them the game, unfortunately. And it's a dominant performance by Team Khristmas, taking the first win against Team Yizubi this tournament.